there you are.
Okay. See, it's whack. It's whack. I gotta hit it a couple times. Also,
all you gotta do is just tap that ass.
Tap that ass.
Have you ever had those grapes that are sour?
No.
I haven't either. Do you want to do the intro real fast?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, do it.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Carolyn and Michelle,
AKA LA Triathlete and Fuel My Run.
And we're going off course.
Going off course. That was actually really good.
It sounded delayed in my ears, but
which means it's perfect.
Which means it's perfect because something's obviously whack over here. So how's it going?
Bitcoin?
No, I don't understand anything about it.
Not to sound like a crypto bro, but I just sold my Bitcoin. It hit an all-time high of 100. Well, this isn't going to mean anything, but 100 and wait, can I not say numbers? 105K, which is insane.
So you got $105,000?
Can you imagine? No, I think I really don't have that much, but I think it's going to drop. Maybe I'll like reinvest it when it drops to like 90. I don't know.
Can you use Bitcoin to buy things? I don't understand it.
Oh, totally. I mean, there's some places but it's so, okay. My ex played online poker a lot. Mm-hmm. And so he would get cashed out in Bitcoin. But if he didn't deposit it right away to his bank account, since Bitcoin fluctuates so much, he could lose hundreds of dollars right away or gain hundreds. So I don't know. It's so, damn. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I'm really average with this kind of stuff.
You're such a crypto bro.
I know. That's our crypto bro update for the day. What's up with you? How are you?
Oh, good.
What are you drinking? Is that an Alani new?
It is. So so I'm in this vicious cycle this week. I've been sleeping really bad. So I was sleeping so good, so well for so long. And then I was
Are you a good
cocky.
sleeper though?
Usually sometimes 50-50, but
okay.
It's when I'm a bad sleeper, I'm just a bad sleeper forever. You know what I mean? It's just every night. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough. So I slept really well for weeks and then I got cocky and then the fire stuff happened. So I slept really bad last week. And then since last week, it's just awful. And my cat, oh my God, I almost said Nova, rip, rest in peace. Juno, she does this yowling thing. Literally, you turn the light out to go to bed. And she's the one, she keeps eating too fast and literally throwing up constantly.
Is that the black cat?
She's the tortie. Cosmo's the black cat.
Oh, she's the tortie. But so she comes to life at night.
Literally sleeps the entire day and you flip that light off and she's just out in the kitchen wow. But then you come out to be oh my God, are you okay? Thank you. But she's she sounds like she's scared. And then you come out there to pet her and she just runs away because she wants to play. But I'm girl.
Oh my God,
but anyway, she does.
That's a cat thing.
It's such a cat thing. And I'm okay, you need to shut the. Love you so much. But I'm please shut up.
How do you make her shut up?
Usually
How do you make her calm down?
She kind of just calms down, but it you can't really do anything about it. And then I'm afraid if I I don't want to feed into this behavior because then she's gonna keep doing it. So usually I just wait it out. But it's so loud. Even with earplugs, I can hear it, and I can't sleep if I hear.
Jordan sleep?
Yeah, usually. He's not like me. If someone breathes wrong, I'm awake. So
same.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
But then
Dog falls asleep before me and it makes me so mad. I'm how rude.
It's so rude. And Jordan also does this thing. We'll just have a whole episode. We can complain about our men.
Yeah.
So
doesn't care, so let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Jordan went for a walk. He's probably gonna come in. But he
perfect.
He doesn't snore or anything, thank God. But every night he has to watch a show to lull him to sleep. And sometimes it's fine. And sometimes I'm okay, for some reason YouTube videos really get me going. But he's been no, I want to watch my show. But then he has it on his nightstand, so I can't really hear it, but it's loud enough that I can hear it. And then he'll just
What show?
He's watching that 70s show right now. He's already seen it, so he's just rewatching it. But I'm not invested, and I don't know. And I'm just okay, can you turn it down? He's if I turn it down anymore, I can't hear it. And I'm why is it fair that you get to do what you want? And just
AirPods.
watch. He has AirPods, but then he would do it and fall asleep, and then he would lose them because they'd fall out of his ears. But I'm I think it's more reasonable for someone who's trying to fall asleep to have one complete silence. So yeah, and then I've been drinking the Alani New because I'm so tired every day, and then I always drink it so slow, so I'm still drinking it from 9 a.m.
So you're just caffeinated forever.
And then I drink it too late in the day and then I can't fall asleep.
Slow release.
The slow release.
No, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I always, oh my God, that's so funny that you say that because I made myself coffee at 2 p.m. the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's
a
2
risky
p.m.
game.
As long as I drink it before 3, I'm fine. And then I was still sipping on it at 4. And I'm like,
oh no.
does it matter though? Like, what if I chugged it at 2? Isn't that the same thing as just slowly drinking it?
That is such, wow. We need a scientist to drop a comment. Let us know, because
Let us know.
Is
Like,
it
I'll
better to-
chug if I have to.
right, like to front load it, or
This is giving Four Loko from our last podcast.
oh my god, yeah.
Chug it to feel the effects faster. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I guess with caffeine, it's probably like a slow, if you're drinking it slow, it's like but it's the same
slow
amount,
release.
but then it's like a slower burn, and you're like still drinking it later. You know what
It's
I mean?
probably better to drink it slower.
It probably is. Alani knows a lot of caffeine too. It's like 200 milligrams.
Think about it.
I
With
never
any
finish it.
drug, if you front load it
True.
too much, it's probably not a good idea.
That's true. God, you're so smart.
And that's science.
That's science. STEM, women in STEM.
When you have a bad night's sleep, how many hours are we talking?
Below 7.
Oh, okay.
7.
And it's hard
yeah.
because when you're working out a lot, you feel it. Like,
That's the thing.
if you don't,
Right.
Isn't
The
that
other
funny?
like the other night, the worst night, I think it was Tuesday night. I was snuggled in. I was so comfy, and I was so exhausted from the day. I was so tired, and I just like my mind, I just laid there and I was like, what is going on? I was like, my body's asleep, but my brain is awake. She struggled. I just start thinking about stuff, and yeah.
Dude, I'm like the worst. If something is bothering me, there's been nights where I can just lay up all night long.
Oh, same.
And then my entire day is messed. And then I'm like thinking
Yeah.
about the day. I never sleep before a race. Well,
Same.
I'll sleep a couple
Yeah.
hours, but
Same.
I don't know.
I get stressed, but then I've heard this theory. I don't know if it's true, but when you
I know what
sleep,
you're going to say.
is it when you sleep poorly, it doesn't affect you till the next, like, so if you sleep really bad, like Friday night, and your like race is Sunday, you're screwed. Because I've heard like, oh, if you're yeah. So you're like, I always think about that when I can't sleep before a race. I'm like, well, at least I won't feel like shit tomorrow. But maybe like the day after tomorrow, the day after the race, I'll feel tired. I think I'm just
That's
trying to
so
make
funny.
myself feel better. But
No, I 100%. Everyone says that. They say it's the sleep, the Friday, like if the race is Sunday,
Yeah.
the sleep on Friday
Yes.
matters more than Saturday. In my head, though, they just said that because it makes me feel better about
think
myself.
so.
I'm like, well, at least I slept one day this week.
right,
Like,
I'm like, it's fine.
maybe that will help.
My mom always says too, if I like when I was little and couldn't fall asleep, she'd be like, well, as long as you're just like laying there, you
My
know,
mom
you're
said
just
that too.
resting. She's like, you're still resting. And I'm like, it's not the same, Mom. And
No, literally,
yeah.
word for word, my mom says the same thing.
they're liars.
Is that a mom thing?
Maybe it is. They're probably just trying to make you feel better so you relax and fall asleep.
That's why I tell Napa too.
Yeah.
At least you're resting.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, there's Jordan. Near the door. The squeakiest door in the world.
Doesn't matter. Sup, Jordan? I don't think I've ever seen Jordan's face in
Oh
person.
my God. I should bring him over. He's an enigma. He's a mystery man.
Yeah.
But I mean, whenever
I'm a Dov, no one knows.
yeah, I know. I think I've seen.
Wait,
Dog's
he's not in
pictures.
any of your content, huh?
I
On
post
your-
more on the with him on the Damn It Carol. I posted like the wedding photos, engagement photos,
Oh,
and then
the
I'll
wedding
post
photos.
stories. But I lose followers when I post him. Like when I got engaged,
Because
I
all the
lost,
men are like,
yeah, which is weird. I mean, I think I lost like 300 when I posted our engagement, but then I got like 12,000 likes on the post. I'm like, not bad, but like everyone's like, it's probably all the dudes who like thought
like,
they
"She's
lost their
taken."
shot, and I'm like, what shot? Like we've only been dating for like 10 years. Like, what did you think you were? I don't know. Whatever.
men on Instagram.
Yeah,
Am I
weird.
right?
Love them.
After last episode, I was like, I'm so excited to get my long run in. Right after we recorded, I got so sick.
Wait, hold on. You're a Saturday long run girly, and you were
Yeah.
you didn't have a plan, right? You were going to do like 10-ish. Was that the plan?
Yeah.
How, and you didn't do anything?
I
Did you
moved
try
it
to
to
run
Su-
through
well,
it?
Dude, there's Nova. Wait,
Cosmo.
Nova?
Nova's
Oh my
the one
God,
who-
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh my
RIP,
God, no, I'm just
RIP.
kidding.
Cosmo,
No,
yeah, can you imagine?
I confused
we end
you.
the episode.
Real quick, earlier I had a Teams meeting with my camera on, and I had to sit on the couch because Friday's couch day, 'cause Jordan has this. And he was the Zoomies, and I sprinting full on back and forth on the back of the couch. So I was just sitting here trying to be professional, and there's just a cat, and everyone's like, Carolyn, your cat. And I had to turn my camera off because I was crying because it was so funny. Anyway, that was
If anyone doesn't like that, like they can go to hell. No,
That's
I'm
what
just
I
kidding.
think,
They can chill. Like,
they can
come on,
chill.
we need some fun in the corporate world.
Yeah, exactly. No, they thought it was funny. It was chill, but he was like full speed. Everyone's like, I didn't know cats had zoomies, and I was like, oh yeah. Anyway,
I love that for him.
Long run.
Yeah. So I was so sick, and usually I know it's like the whole thing is like, if it's a head cold, you can do it. If it's a body cold,
Oh yeah.
maybe take the day off. It was both. And it's so damn cold outside that if you're going to go out half sick, you're going to come back full sick kind of thing. And so I kind of messed up. I took Saturday off because I really didn't have an option. I had like chills. And then I had a fever that night. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, I'm feeling okay. Did the run, came back. I think I got re-sick. And then this entire week I've just been like trying to survive.
That's awful.
That's fun.
You got to get out of Canada, man.
I got to get out of here.
Bad
I know.
things only.
It's so freaking frustrating because this always happens when you're like injured or something, but I was really feeling kind of like a tempo run or a run at marathon pace. And I was like listening to music, like just dancing. I was like shuffling a little bit. I was like vibing hard. Yeah. And when you crave speed, like you just did that one workout, we'll talk about it, but like you were craving it before, I could kind of tell. And I was so stoked to do it. And I went out after the warm up, my throat hurt so much from the cold air. I couldn't do it.
Damn.
And then I came home and I got sick. So
that's a bummer. Okay. Week is over though. It's a new week almost. New weekend.
Is the week over? When do you define the start of the week? Do you find
Monday?
Are you okay, good. Me too. I don't understand the Sunday people.
That's
like that bothers me.
It's whack. Get out of here with that.
Like, I'm sorry, calendar. Like, get over
That's
yourself.
a red flag, not a what was it? Red flag or
deal breaker?
Deal breaker.
No, that's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker, not a red flag. That's what I meant. Yeah. Jesus. What, Sunday? 100%. No, Sunday's still the weekend. Let me have this. There's only so many.
This.
Yeah.
Like, let me chill. Let me not do anything. Let Carolyn go on her long run. Maybe I'll do a shakeout. Okay, tell the people about your RPM APR financing workout where you got your new accredited invoice.
My new credit score on the bike.
Yeah.
You can't hear my notifications on my laptop, right? Can you hear them?
That's such a flashback to the first episode. No.
Okay, good.
I'm also gonna hide Nappa's toy.
Yes, do that.
Because I made the mistake again per last episode. I have my AirPods in though, so start talking about your credited credit score.
Yes. So I posted this on YouTube. Guys, I'm on YouTube now. I mean, I was, but like I actually know how to edit videos now, so no big deal. And I'm going to post a reel about it, but I finally did an FTP test. And I say this in the YouTube video, so if you watched that, you already got an inside scoop. I've never done one before, which is insane for a triathlete. But if you're listening and
you've never done one?
No, ever. My coach was like once last year, he's like, we're going to do one this week. And then he like never put it on my training peaks. And I was like, well, I'm not going to say anything, and then like, so basically if you're listening and you don't know what it is, it stands for functional threshold power. And basically power is a measurement on the bike. We've talked about this in other episodes. It has to do with weight and I don't even know. And so basically all of your workouts. So my coach gives me like an interval workout on Zwift. It's all based off of this FTP number. And I think before my Zwift was set, I think it was based off of maybe just other Zwift workouts. So it was like 202 watts was my FTP. And so like if I had to do an interval that was at 100% of my FTP, it'd be 200 watts. If it was at 110%, it'd be a little bit more. I can't do math,
Like how hard you're going.
Yeah. And then Haley, shout out to Haley. Every episode.
Well, every episode. Once an episode.
Literally every episode. So she looked at my Strava and was like, your heart rate was not high enough on that. Because we have the same coach, so a lot of our workouts are the same. And so she's like, your heart rate was kind of low. She's like, I do that workout all the time and I'm dying. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And she's like, you should tell our coach to give you an FTP test. And I was like, I mean, I guess. So I texted him and he's like, all right, you're going to regret it. And I was like, okay. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to ask for. It's like,
right?
Hey, can you kill me next week? Because like, let's pencil it in.
Yeah, pencil it in. So on Tuesday I did it and I have like technically an FTP separate from, this is just for like the trainer, but you also have like power numbers from like outside rides too. And so I do have a good, like, I guess you can call it like a 20-minute power, which is the same thing as an FTP, whatever. But I had one from like going up in the mountains and riding because you're just continuously riding. You're not stopping, whatever. But anyway, so I've never done one where I sat down on Zwift and did it. And so the workout was a warm up and then 5 minutes at my current FTP. So it was 5 minutes at 200 watts, 10 minutes just like spinning out the legs. And then it's literally like 20 minutes as hard as you can go. But he wants you to like build into it. So don't start out like 500 watts and just die.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, and then you take that number and then you subtract 5% off of it, and then that's your FTP. So my average was like 226 watts for 20 minutes, and so my new FTP is 215 watts, which is good.
Okay, that's crazy. Now it's clicking in my head, not to sound like a noob with my Peloton. That hitting that many watts for that long is insane.
Thank you. It was really hard. I was by the end, I wasn't like, because some people be like, oh, like I almost threw up. I don't know. I never really like, suffer with like stomach. Like I never like, I guess I'm not pushing myself that hard if I'm not like gonna barf. But I was literally
do it again.
Yeah, right now. I was drooling by the end because I was like, he had like 30 seconds left, and I was like, okay, now I have to do as hard as I can. I have 30 seconds left, and I was literally just drooling like snot. It was disgusting.
I love that for you.
So sweaty.
Okay, I have questions because
Tell me.
Going as hard as you can for 20 minutes kind of sounds like an oxymoron. I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but we're going to stay with it. Because it's like, when you think of go as hard as you can, a lot of people think like, okay, well, if I'm sprinting, you can only do it for such a short period of time.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to like adjust the pace to be able to hit 20 minutes almost.
Yes. Yeah.
So how did you know, like, did you have to back it off at times? Like,
that's a great question.
Let's hear your strategy.
So yeah, there's definitely a strategy, and like going into it, it's gonna be 20 minutes, and 20 minutes is a long time, and so
it's way to make 20 minutes feel like an hour.
No, for real. So I went in, and I was like warmed up, but I don't know. I feel like it's just like the beginning of the 20 minutes was like still kind of hard, and then I kind of eased into it. But I was like, okay, let me just start out at like 210 because that's higher than my FTP, and then like just do that for a while, see how I feel. I was kind of just like vibing it out. But yeah, there's a couple times it dropped a little lower, just like slightly lower, like maybe like 195, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta pick it back up. But like, it's kind of like up and down. But as I started nearing the end, I was like, okay, I still have a little energy left. So let me just, but you're right. It is strategy for sure. You don't like just go out as hard as you can because I
guess it's easier to do that workout if you have numbers to kind of gauge it on, like now you have one. So, next year when you attempt it again, or I don't know when would you attempt it again?
Probably like maybe in like 6 months just to see
a different training cycle or something.
Yeah. I like to see if I got stronger, but
that's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. It's a challenge.
It will be nice next time you do it because you have this number to kind of go off of and you can gauge like how your training's going. And if you feel stronger, you're like, oh, I bet I can like increase this bad boy.
Exactly.
So numbers are fun.
They are. And it's also like a number that you base your racing off of. I forget exactly what it is. I think typically in a race you would do 80% of your FTP. So because like it's a 50, like in a half Ironman because it's 56 miles. And so you like use your FTP for that too. So when you're like riding, you have your computer in front of you, and you're like watching it just to like maintain.
And for you, your camera.
And the camera. Just kidding, guys. That's where it gets.
And your selfie stick. No.
And my selfie stick.
And the person riding next to you capturing the camera. Just
oh my God. My little squad. My film crew. If you know, you know.
Lol. If you know, you know. Do I know? Are we talking about that one guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the guy. Troy.
Yeah, I was like, we message each other sometimes.
We do.
That is so controversial. Whatever. It's people already talked about it too much.
Yeah.
Kind of feel bad for him a little bit, but alas, here we are. Well, hell yeah. Have your workouts already got like a little bit harder?
Yeah, I did one. So I did that Tuesday, and then Wednesday. I had like my first new workout with my new FTP, which kind of sucked. But then I have one today. I've been like running a lot this week. I'm just dead. And so I have one, like the workout itself, I do it a lot. It's like, oh, it's never that hard. But now it's like, it's going to be hard now with the new FTP.
Lol. Well, that's hard it's so funny because I call it marathon training, but is it even really marathon training when you're doing all the other,
right.
I mean, you are marathon training, but it's hard because it's like, you can't really go into it with too many specific marathon goals because you're doing so much outside of it. Like if you were focused solely on the marathon.
Right.
then I feel like we could call it marathon training. So I feel like it's contradictory to call it that.
No, you're right. You're right. But yeah.
So don't be too hard on yourself.
That's true. Yeah. I did what did I do yesterday? Oh, I had like an interval run. It felt really good. And then today I woke up. So that was like in the evening. And then this morning I woke up for like an hour recovery run. And it's just like, I've told you, running back to back is not easy for me, but especially when it's like 12 hours apart.
Oh yeah. Night to morning is hard.
It's
hard. But that's also good for like to shake off the legs.
It really
in the morning. You know what I mean?
For sure. I've been having this like ankle pain. I don't think it's anything because it goes away when I'm like a mile into my run. I'm like, this can't be a real injury if it stops hurting.
That sounds like my posterior tibial tendonitis.
Oh my God.
To freak you out.
I think that's what it is. I like Googled it and I'm like, I think that's what it is. Oh my God, do you have it?
Oh God.
Oh no.
Well, mine flares up and I had somebody tell me that this isn't a thing. Like it doesn't like come back, but I don't really necessarily believe that's true for me because when my mileage is too high or I don't like build up slow enough.
Yeah.
Or if I hit like my body doesn't like over 50 miles a week. Like it doesn't like it for running. But I think with like, I think I have a really good strength training kind of blend right now with my running. So I think I can probably bump up my mileage a bit more and like comfortably run in the 40s, hopefully soon. What were we talking about?
The tibulitis.
Oh yeah. My posterior tib. So yeah, it flares up though. And it freaking hurts balls. Like,
okay.
It hurts so bad.
Is it behind your ankle?
It's like mine's Lowell is gonna be like all scientific. Like, well, since it's like posterior tibial, like so the band kind of like wraps around the calf. And mine goes, it's like on the outside. It goes like under the foot. Like so mine is mostly around my ankle.
Okay. Mine's like
on the outside of the ankle.
Outside of the ankle, kind of behind it, but doesn't go to my foot. But then it does kind of hurt through
my foot doesn't
calf
hurt, just my
Achilles.
ankle.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then it could be. It could be.
Achilles, and I told you, like since I wore those boots a month ago, my ankles still or my calves are so tight. And I'm like, did that cause this? I'm like, did I injure myself by wearing boots? I don't think so. But when your ankle, we're just diving in. Sorry, I'm just asking all these questions.
No, I love it.
Does it go away when you run?
Or no? It usually like it will bother me either after or like a few miles in, like it'll warm up and the pain will kind of go away or it'll kind of like creep in. I don't know. I'm trying to remember back to it because I haven't had it in a while. Knock on freaking
How'd you get rid of it?
Man.
Tell me. Did you go to the doctor like a responsible person?
Decreasing. I did, but like they're trying to sell me on, inserts and stuff. But really the only thing to do was, well, a couple things. Strength training, which if you're doing too much strength training on top of the injury, then the injury can get worse.
That makes sense.
So really the only thing I could do was back off my mileage. And so, which is so freaking frustrating when you're just
I'm not gonna
starting
do that.
to see results.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm like, well,
so I backed off my mileage and then I like slowly added in strength training. And I don't know. I think the only really thing that I can attribute it to is backing off mileage and then growing it back slowly, which is so annoying.
Yeah, I know it's like hard because it's like
nightmare.
It really is. And it started hurting like a week or two ago. And then that's, of course, when my coach is like, we're going to up your mileage. And I'm like excited to do it. But like, it really does go away. Like, I'm like, maybe it'll be fine because it does go away. Like, so like
as long as it doesn't hurt too much. Like, I mean, don't take my word for it, see a doctor, but you know what I mean?
It's hurt before. Like I've had this before and it kind of, I think with me, I think I've just gotten lucky with like injuries. It's like, I get really dramatic about them when they start hurting. And then I'm like, I'm literally going to die. This is the worst thing ever. Like, what am I going to do? And then I just keep running through them and they kind of just go away. You
start picking out a tombstone. You're like, I kind of like the dark gray.
Yeah, it's cute.
So sometimes they just go away. The body's weird.
I'm kind of hoping that's what this is. But yeah, it's like the fact that it hasn't hurt worse and the fact that it gets better as I run. I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need to walk during the day. I don't care about that. I just care about running. I don't care about day-to-day activities. But like, this morning after doing that interval workout and we did like a group recovery run and it was like the first, I was like limping. I could not run. I was running so funky, but then like a half mile in, it was just like, it was gone. So I think the recovery run must have helped, but then my left glute and hamstring have been hurting for like 2 years. Literally hasn't gone away. So also bearable though. It's like, I can run through it.
You're like, and my arm has been falling off for 10 years.
Literally.
But, like, I tape it back on.
Yeah, it's fine.
It hangs in there.
Some days are better.
Keep an eye on it, I suppose. How... I completely lost my train of thought of that question, but it was a good one. And it had to start with how. How are you? No. So we're going to hit on questions this episode.
Yes.
Because we'll hit on like a few.
Yeah.
And I'm really freaking stoked about it. And then you also have a game.
I do. It's a would you rather.
Oh yeah.
For you.
I'm so excited.
The questions are hard.
Excited. I'm such a game gal. Like I'm a game fanatic, crazy person.
Same.
I can't believe we don't live next to each other.
I know. That's such a bummer. Maybe.
Well, in February we will.
Yeah, I got games.
You got games?
I got
you
games.
Got game and you got games.
I got game and games. Winking.
Hell yeah.
I really like Jordan and I play Rummy Cube a lot.
I love Rummy Cube. Did we talk about this in the first episode?
I don't know. Maybe. Sorry if we did.
If we did, like whatever, I'm gonna say it again. Rummy Cube. My favorite game is Balderdash.
Oh yeah, I've never played it. Oh, maybe we did talk about this. You need to teach me.
It's hard to know if we talked about it, just me and you, or if we talked about it on the pod.
Or
Are we just not allowed to talk anymore?
Maybe not.
Yeah, we'll
just hold all conversations for the pod.
Think how insane that episode. We should do that one week, just like not talk all week long, and then we get on the pod. We're just like,
it's like 6 hours. They're like, shut up. And then I'm like, then this thing happened, and then I edited a YouTube video all by myself.
I'm still obsessed with the YouTube video. Go watch it if you haven't already. You're
Guys,
inspiring me to get back into content creation.
You
really are.
I was so locked in because it's Adobe Premiere Pro, and I was telling Michelle, like, I don't understand Adobe Suite, like Photoshop, InDesign. None of it's intuitive.
You
to me.
never have to go in. No one should be going in Photoshop.
No,
unless
you're
a
Canva.
Designer.
You know,
get
Canva
out of there. Yeah,
is
Canva for life.
Shout out to Canva. And I was like, oh, I'm never gonna learn Premiere Pro. Even Jordan doesn't know it, and so I was like, oh, he can't teach me. And then I was like, I taught myself. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was locked in. Anytime I said like which I say like every 5 seconds. So I apologize for you having
me editing this podcast.
Yeah.
Like every 5
She's like,
seconds.
Carolyn,
I say it, not you.
Or like a huge pause where I'm like, so yeah.
Well, okay. That's a normal thing to edit in a freaking YouTube. I was actually, when you started your YouTube, you had like a 15-minute video of just you talking straight. And I was so impressed by that because I'm like, this girl can get in front of a camera and talk for 15 minutes straight. When I edit myself, I'm just like, it is a whole freaking production.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, now I'm going to.
So anyway.
It's going to be, I'm so excited. I'm like, this is so easy. So I was just like, every little time there was a pause, I'm like, cut it out. And the video is only like 12 minutes, but I mean, I guess I only edited it. It was like 2.5 hours. I was locked the fuck in.
Now you get it.
Locked in.
Now you get it.
I had to pee. I was dehydrated. There was like, I couldn't get up from my ass was hurting because, you know, I just said my left ass cheek and hamstring always hurt, especially when I sit for a while.
Just chugged an Alani Nu and sat there.
Yeah,
and
I was just like
went to town.
Sweating.
Yeah, that's editing.
It was amazing. I loved it. It was actually kind of fun because I felt like it brought me back to my roots because I like editing videos for like social media. It was just a longer version. It was great. Wow.
It's so funny. In my head, you've been doing this the entire time. So it's like,
Thank you.
This doesn't seem real. You really, I mean, obviously you're good at it though, because you do it on Instagram all day long, baby.
True. I love it. I'm like, and I just feel like it's intuitive when you've done it on social media. You like know what to cut out. Like you just know what to do. And I was just like,
yeah. You have common sense with that.
Yeah, common sense.
Isn't it? No, it's so freaking satisfying. Sometimes though. Okay, so you're inspiring me. I want to get back into the content that I posted that did well was like reviewing content kind of thing. Like trying kombucha or like trying gel. So maybe we can do a video together and I'll post it on my channel and then maybe post it on going on whatever, going off course. But I want to re-up it and do like a gel for 2025. And so maybe we do that in February.
I love that.
Was also like the style I was doing for fun, for funsies.
We talked about the Lululemon, like the running shorts. Yeah. You could do one comparing running shorts. Oh my God, you're so smart.
Oh my God. Tell me. Because I'm short and you're tall, we could do a video of like what it looks like on me versus you.
And then like how we like them.
And how we like them. Like if your butt cheeks show, maybe
that does happen.
The longer ones if you're tall. And like, you know, I have some powerful thighs, so I can show how that looks from my whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we don't need that content. I'm like, well, we're going to do
shut
it.
up. We don't care. We're too bad. Don't watch.
Love it. Oh my God, how fun. This is an opportunity.
This is an opportunity. Don't miss out.
Live, love, laugh. Don't miss out. But if you do, see you later, bitch.
Exactly. I heard on my podcast that Threads is not it. And I'm like, I got yelled at so hard this week on Threads by old men. And I was like, this is not it. You're right.
Ew.
Threads is not it. Wait, I don't know if I think I like, I think maybe I told you a little bit about it, but I posted, if you're on Instagram, which I'm sure everyone probably on Instagram, but I posted on my story, there's these 3 laptops that are leaning against my carport where I park my car. And they've been there since we evacuated and they're still there. And I texted my landlord and she's like, that's weird. But then she didn't do anything about it. And I'm like, I don't know if I should call the police, but they're just laptops, but they look so threatening and they're just like sketchy.
Because they're PCs. If they were MacBooks, you wouldn't give a shit.
I would have been like, cool, I get it. They're for me. But these are like weird old, like I think Jordan looked at the tag. It said like 2010 and they're all exactly the same. And they're just sitting there. And I'm like, what's on these? And my mom had some theories. And she's like, someone's getting rid of some evidence, something a little inappropriate on there. I'm like, oh my God, Mom.
Does she listen to your murder podcast too?
Probably. Yeah, she does. And so I'm like, so they're still sitting there. But anyway, I posted it on Threads and it was like a joke. I was like, these laptops have been sitting here for a week. They have a very threatening aura. And then and I was like, and then the next thread, I was like, comment below, or I was like, tell me what your theories are behind these laptops. Comment below, like
perfect
wrong answers only.
Thread.
Right. And then I did not know. I forgot I even posted a thread. And then I woke up when I couldn't sleep at like midnight that night. I decided to hop on Threads. Shouldn't have done that. I had like 400 replies.
As one does. 400 replies?
It might be more. I still actually haven't been on days. Let me look. People were so mean. They're like, you're like such an attention seeker. I was like,
I can't. When I'm like, you're an attention seeker for commenting that.
I know. I'm like, what? I'm so confused. And then they're like, well, so instead of like calling the police, you post this thread, you little attention seeking whore. And I'm like, it's so weird. And then one guy is like, you are living in an alternate reality. I don't know. People were like being so mean to me. And I'm like, this is insane, guys. I'm like, also calling the fucking police. Like someone probably just evacuated and like left them there. And I'm like, maybe in a couple days I'll call like non-emergency and then just be like, these are weird, pick them up. And I texted the landlord, but I'm like, this also feels like it's not my responsibility.
The landlord should do it.
I know. I'm like, she should take care of it, but it's just like they're probably just someone's laptops from like their old job, but they like didn't want them to, burn in the fire if the fire had hit our apartment or whatever. Okay. I have 464 replies.
From all like angry boomer men.
A couple people were funny. Let's see. One guy said, okay, here, hold on. Oh, there's some good ones. Okay, he said, log off of was it him? Log off of social media and tell someone who might care if it's that important to you. Plus, laptops don't have an aura. They only have a battery. Ground yourself. And I was like, are you stupid? Like, what's your IQ? Like, I am perplexed on how people are so... I was just like, are you stupid?
So much sass.
Yeah, I was like, what? And then everyone was like hating on him, so that was good. But the threads are out.
I can't.
But I just messaged.
I can't. Yeah, threads. All of a sudden, threads are like so out. Also, yeah, what is going to be the next TikTok? Because I heard Mark Cuban talking about this on TikTok. Do you see that? About blue sky.
Okay, we're literally also just talking about that in my chat. People were saying Red Note, which is the Chinese, which is funny because it's also Chinese. So I'm like, they're just going to get rid of that too.
Love Red Note.
I've never used it.
Have you seen the one guy, the CEO of Red Note, or like
He's so
what Americans
cute.
are deeming? He's like, I'm not the CEO. I live in Vancouver, and everyone's like, you're now our CEO. Everyone's
the CEO of the people, our president.
Funny.
What is blue sky? By the way, everyone's talking about it.
I feel like I need to tap into my crypto bros to help me talk about like the open user interface.
Oh,
of,
open
like,
API.
What that means. Yeah, it's open API.
Yeah.
So whatever that means.
I don't really. We talk about that at work all the time, and I'm like obviously that's important. And as my boss calls it, social media. And I'm
that's what I call it.
Social media. Oh my god. You guys are like birds of a feather.
Everything.
I mean, we talk about APIs all the time, and like one time I looked it up, and I was like, "Yeah, it makes sense," and then I forgot what it meant. I'm like, "Yeah, guys, LinkedIn
there's
has
those things I like have to Google it every time. I'm
literally
like,
every time.
okay, got it.
I'm like,
and
guys,
then I'm like, I gotta.
LinkedIn has an open API. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it does. So,
but it's ever evolving, and it would be good in the future for the algorithm. I don't know. We'll look it up and get back to you. But I'm open. I want to go freaking hardcore on whatever platform is next, and I will start posting again.
I'm the opposite. I'm kind of okay. I'm content with Instagram, and I don't want to learn something new.
Because you have 100,000 followers, and I don't post anymore. So I need, what's it called? A revenge arc.
Can you hear that?
Like lightly, it's fine.
Okay, Jordan is deciding he has his AirPods in, and he's like deaf with them in, and he's sweeping. And it's apparently the loudest. This morning, I was like presenting something for work, like an important meeting, and he was like turning the sink on, like washing dishes. And I was like, I can't tell. I'm like literally talking. I can't be like, Jordan, stop. But he didn't even know he was causing such a ruckus.
Pay me more and I can move into a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, no, that's true. That would help. Yeah.
Yeah, every time Dov is working, has like a meeting from home, he's like, I'm going to go in this room. If you go over here, we'll be far enough. Hear me, I won't hear you. And I'm just like, but then we have Napa barking. And every time I have an important meeting, it's like Napa decides to find her toy or something. Anyway, okay, where are we? You said you have a would you rather?
Oh, yeah. Did you want to do questions or the game?
Let's do both.
Let's do questions first. Save the game for the very end.
We can,
we'll keep them hooked
for us.
Keep the listeners hooked.
I think we should answer this first question on the count of 3, and we each say a name. Okay?
Ooh.
So the question is, if we could have a third person as a co-host, who would it be? Okay, we'll say it on 3. Do you need some time? What if we said the same name?
I feel like
wrong answers only. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let me think.
Let's just see if we say the same person at the same time or the same name.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, ready? We're gonna do like rock, paper, scissors rules. No, we're gonna do East Coast rock, paper, scissors rules. So rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then the name.
Okay, not 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I'm not gonna say shoot. You know how like on the East Coast, side note, they go rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
And then they do it.
Yeah.
But on the West Coast, they go rock, paper, scissors. And then they throw it on the scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do it after 3.
You know about the rules, right?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we say the name.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Martha
Steve
Stewart.
Harvey.
Oh. Damn.
I mean, that makes sense. If we follow her on Instagram, she's one of the 2 people we follow.
One of the 3. Exclusive.
Can you imagine? See, I think Steve Harvey would bring
a bit of sass.
A little bit of sass.
Love Steve
A little
Harvey.
bit of,
and different energy.
Different energy.
Like almost more energy than us. He's very energetic.
I also have another one. Or Trevor Noah.
Oh my God, I love Trevor Noah.
I love him so much.
Oh my God.
Should we ask him if he wants to join?
You should DM him. I'll ask Martha. Follow.
Have you ever DM'd a celebrity before?
No, I'm too scared.
I did once.
Who was it?
Okay, it wasn't a celebrity. This is so embarrassing. Oh my God. And people probably do this all the time, but I just like never I don't know. I just kind of like, why? So it was like this is like when I was single, and it was it was after The Bachelor. And I forget who it was, but like he had just got kicked off and he was crying, and I DM'd him, and I was just like, hey, like, it's okay, you got this, hang in there. He was like, after like a few glasses of wine with friends.
Yeah.
No, we didn't even read it. And then I remember being like, why the
That's so funny. I feel like when I've had a glass of wine, I am like loosey goosey in the DMs though. Not like celebrities, but I'll like respond to stories and like a fiend, and I'm like, normally I'm too exhausted to like.
I know, right?
DM.
It almost like gives you the energy to do some good
Maybe
stuff.
I should need to drink more wine.
Yeah.
Every night. Let's do it.
Your engagement just like peaks. You're like, because I'm drinking Pinot Noir. Okay. So love that for us. Group runs or solo?
Oh my God. He's making so much noise. Okay, wow.
He's like in his element, like headbutting, or not headbutting, but like listening to music, like dun 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 dun, dun sweep.
I'll like literally be like, Jordan. I'm sitting on the couch. He's like 5 feet away from me. And I'm like, Jordan. And I'll be like screaming. And he'll be like, what? Anyway, those AirPods, man. I have put them in, the new ones. You can't hear a damn thing. But anyway.
Wait, the new ones?
Yeah.
Okay,
it came out with like it doesn't matter. Okay. Group runs or solo? Are we answering on 3? We
could. 1, 2, 3. Group. I run most of my runs solo right now. And every time I run in a group, they just go by so fast.
They do.
You know what I mean?
I'm very 50-50, I think, on this. It's like, if I never ran in a group again, I'd be okay. And solo, if I never ran solo again, I'd be okay too. But it is nice sometimes to just like put on a podcast. Yeah. Like I do the same on my 100%. Bike. I mostly do group rides, but sometimes I'm like, I just can't stand the thought of talking to someone.
Oh my God. That's a good point. Sometimes you just need a good podcast.
Yeah. Or podcast.
Going off course.
Going off course.
No, 100%. Yeah, it's totally just like the vibe of the day. Yeah. But if I didn't have my running friends back when I was getting into marathons, I don't think I would have been this passionate about running now.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm the same way about cycling too. It's like, that's literally like all of my best friends now are like cyclists. There's like 3 people who don't ride bikes, you know, and then like running too. It's like, I've met so many like great people through running here. And like, I don't really do that many group run. Like I do 1 group run a week. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much
your donut run.
My donut run. And I've met so many cool people through that. And like, everyone's so nice. And I'm like, this is so great.
Right? And even, I don't know, when you find your people, it's so nice. Because I remember when my first marathon, I was kind of like, damn, I mean, half marathon training I can do on my own. Like, no big deal. But when I was starting to do like higher double-digit runs alone, I kind of felt like a crazy person. It's like, okay, listen to a podcast for an hour. Like, don't listen to anything for an hour. Listen to music for an hour. Like, you kind of start, I like would call my mom at the end. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, I've just been running. She's like, you've been running for a while, right? I'm like, yeah, a few hours. She's like, what the? I can literally call my mom at the end of a run. She's like, you need to stop. And I'm like, Mom, can you inspire me? I need to finish a smile.
Yeah, you're like, don't tell me to stop.
I think you're good. I know. I can't call her at the end of the long runs now. Shout out, Mom.
I can't really talk. Like, that's the thing too is,
what?
Like, if I do, like today, like the donut run's like kind of a recovery run. And so it's like slow, but I'm like, on those long runs, I feel like I'm so tired and like breathing hard. And I'm like, I'm just glad I'm alone right now. Silent.
That's so funny. Well, when we ran 10, we talked the entire time.
Oh, that's true. I guess that wasn't so bad. And it did go by really fast.
20 milers, I have to talk the entire time or else my brain, well, no, I don't talk. Like, you have a conversation the entire time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if one person's dying, the other person can kind of like lead it.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
I always feel like people think they can't talk on runs, but really they just haven't done it enough.
I know. That's the thing. I used to think that too. And then I started running with this group and I was like, oh, I can do it. Like, we're chilling. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one. I feel like a lot of people ask that question a lot. Okay, next one. A fitness myth we wish would disappear.
Oh. I feel like there's a lot, but I can't think of any single one.
I know. I had to think about this.
Are these questions from Instagram?
Uh-huh. So this question, a lot of these we got from Megan Newton.
Shout out. Megan. Yeah. My girl. Follow Megan.
Is she your girl?
She's my girl. She has great content.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
We've hung out sometimes, so.
Really?
She lives in Arizona,
so
but
maybe that's why she follows me. We talk sometimes.
Yeah, she's cool.
We'll message. Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I don't care.
I'll go.
Okay.
Well, when I was first thinking about this, everything that frustrated me is about nutrition, which like isn't like a fitness myth, but I hate on Instagram the amount of just misinformation there is about things, and everyone just kind of like, I mean, it's the era we live in, but someone sees something like intense and they're like, oh my God, that's bad. You can't do that. And it's like, do you even, you're not a registered dietitian. Like, how, maybe you should double check what this person is saying before you have an opinion on that. That's just like a high level thing that drives me crazy. But okay, I thought about this. So I don't wish this would disappear, but I wish less people would think this. So I think when people like look at training for a marathon, they're like, oh my God, my weekly mileage needs to be so freaking high. Like, I need to be running 600 or what? I need to be running like 60, 70, 80 miles a week. And first of all, I've never done that just because my posterior tib.
Same girl. That tib.
But also, I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that overtrain, get injured. And I had a running client recently, shout out, who we decreased her mileage week over week from the last training plan she did, and she PR'd like a lot because she had more effort to do the hard workouts and she was able to recover. And it's like, honestly, hitting 40, even like in the 30s when training for a marathon can be incredible, and you can still see progress. So I hope people can realize you don't have to train so freaking high mileage.
I like that. I know. I
Thank
see
you.
some people that, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. I'm like, I'm not the coach. I don't know. But I do see people putting crazy miles and I'm like, how are you alive? I would be dead.
And some people can do that. Like, I
Yeah,
think
they
that was a
can. I
really
cannot.
old philosophy. Like, I forget what
Couldn't
coach
be
that
me.
was, but wait, who the heck was that? Who said, like, to run longer distances or run faster over time, you need to be running more and more and more miles to
Yeah.
get the body used to it. But it's like, that's old philosophy to me. You don't need to be running 100-mile weeks.
No.
Like, and also not many people can. So what the heck?
I know people that do and get injured and can't finish any of the marathons they train for. So T.
Bada bing, bada bang.
Bada bing,
T.
bada boom.
Your turn.
I don't like, I guess this isn't like a myth. Wait, was it fitness myth? I guess it kind of is. Okay. I hate when it bothers me when girls who are more into like weightlifting and they all say the same thing, but they'll be
I'm so
like,
intrigued.
they do their comparison photo from like what they used to look like to now. And they're like, I weigh the same, but like, look how much more toned and less fat I am. And they're like, cause I used to be a cardio bunny.
Oh,
I hate that.
Dropping bullets. So freaking true though.
It's so
and people
true.
have so many bad things to say about cardio
Cardio.
bunnies. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe
know.
you were doing it wrong. No, I'm just
People
kidding.
they're
But
so
also,
mean.
it's like, are aesthetics your only goal? Or like, okay, wow, this is getting me fired up. Keep going.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I think in that case, some of them, it is aesthetics might be their only goal, which is totally fine. And they're like counting their macros and all that. And I'm like, that's a lot. That would be hard and that's a lot of work. And honestly, I don't weightlift as much as I should. And who knows, maybe I would be more toned if I actually weightlifted. But it's just like I just love. I don't care. Like I don't know. It's like I'm training to train for like a cardio related like event. I don't know. It's just like
It's
like,
like do whatever you want to
they
do.
shame. Yeah, do whatever you want to do that makes you happy. And it's like obviously if you like trying to look a certain way, you might have to do certain things like count your macros and like do like certain like lifting and stuff. But it's just like we don't need to be so rude. Okay.
Yeah, and
cardio
also
is great
not
for
the
you.
same for every person. Yeah. You have to have cardio. Like people who only weightlift and like don't do any cardio, I'm like, your heart is gonna be very upset in a few years. You don't have to do obviously insane, endurance type of events. But like if you're not doing like a few walks a week or like, a little bit of cardio here and there. The hate for cardio drives me absolutely
I know. It's just like every time I see like one of those pictures, I'm like, I know what this girl's gonna say.
Or like those ads where it's like, stop running. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not gonna lose weight. And I'm like,
yeah. Which also like I think that people do lose weight running. That's the other I guess a myth
which
that
you
I'm like
also kind of can. So
that's a myth I don't really understand. I'm like, obviously sometimes I like if I'm running more, I'm like maybe I'm also eating more to compensate for training more. And like maybe my weight just like stays the same. But it's like I'm not gaining weight because I'm running.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone thinks that, but people say things that kind of like make it imply that. And I'm like,
I guess well, technically when I'm doing longer distance races, I like marathon training, I will have like a higher propensity.
Girl.
Propensity, just more likely to gain weight if I'm training for a marathon. I feel like if we're looking at body composition, I'm probably the most toned if I'm training for, which like never happens, if I'm training for only a half marathon specifically, because it's like, I don't know, there's more of a balance of I'm not eating as much as I would a marathon. So I've noticed that over the years, and my body had fluctuated because I had like disordered eating in my early mid 20s. And so my body fluctuated a little bit when I was kind of like doing different things and like not eating enough and like eating too much or like, getting back to like a balance where I feel like I'm at kind of like a good balance right now. Oh my God, I'm like so ADHD today, but it just depends on like what you're training for, what you're eating, what you're doing. I don't know. Where do you feel like you're the most ripped? Or like when you're training for like what particular event?
I feel like the wedding. I'm just kidding. For my wedding.
Exactly.
Usually, I mean,
that's
honestly.
The right answer.
That's the right answer. I mean, I don't really, my body doesn't really ever change that much, honestly. It's very consistently exactly the same.
Body goals.
Sometimes I'm like, well, it would be nice to have like a rippling six pack, but then it's like, I also eat ice cream every single night and I'm not exaggerating.
And you have
every
definition.
single night.
You're perfect.
Thank you. I'm like, it's fine. Thank you so But like half
For me
Ironman.
as 5'3", I'm like, you're 5'11", body goals.
Body goals, I'll grow. But no, I mean, generally like training for a half Ironman. I mean, I think half Ironman because I'm kind of getting like all three. So I feel like like if I stop swimming for some reason, like take a break, I notice I'm not as like taut on my like arms. You know what I mean? It gets a little bit like softer. Or like if I'm in the off season, like I might gain like a little bit of weight, but I just like don't really try not to weigh myself and like not worry about it. But like when I'm, you know, in like the thick of training is generally when I'm the most jacked.
Jacked.
I'm like not jacked
I'm
at
just
all.
like so freaking ripped. I guess I'm more ripped. Yeah.
Through my Lululemon.
I feel like I'm more ripped when, not to like give those people credit, but like if I'm doing a really good balance of like doing some, well, actually it's not even ripped. It's just like I feel strong when I'm doing more, and not even like a mix of weightlifting, Pilates, yoga, and running. Like I feel like I'm just like, I walk into a room and I'm like, whoa. No, not at all. I've never done that before.
I need to weightlift more. I do.
I just do like a plank. Sometimes if I haven't done a lot of weightlifting, I just do 10 push-ups. I'm like, okay, I can still do it. Thank God.
Yeah, I really don't even know if I could do a push-up. Like I can do a marathon, but I can't do a push-up. Literally not even. I made a reel about that once. And I think a lot of people resonate with that.
Oh, 100%. Lol. I don't think I could do a pull-up right now. It's just like if you do it more often, you probably, I don't know.
I've never done a pull-up in my life. Even when I was a varsity
to do a pull-up in your life?
Division I swimmer, we had to do a test at the beginning. I think, did I talk about this already? There was like a test at the beginning of the year. And so they had like these fitness tests when we first got in to the year. And like I was just coming, you know, into college, and like, yeah, you had to do, I think, how many push-ups you could do, how many pull-ups, and then a vertical jump test.
Oh my God, I love this. So fun.
It was so fun. I was like one of the taller girls, one of the worst vertical jumps. I did like 5 push-ups because apparently the way I had been doing push-ups was wrong. So when he's like, no, you have to do them this way. And I like could do 5 and I couldn't do 1 pull-up. And then at the end of the year, we redid them.
You're like, I did 4 push-ups.
Yeah, I did less push-ups. Still couldn't do a pull-up. I was like the only girl. Oh, and sorry, really off topic, but we had to do this 800.
No, I love this.
It was like 800 meters on the track. I never ever ran. Why would I run? I was a swimmer, and so I remember.
How would you know how to pace that?
No, I know it was awful, and so I mean, I'd like run in my life, but like for like gym class and stuff. So it was like at the track at the football field, and it was only at the beginning of the year, and it was only like a couple times, and I died and I had the worst time. And now I'm like, yeah, now look at me.
You're like, can we retake it?
Yeah, I'm like, can we all come back? And I'm sure like some of those girls definitely like still run, but I'm like, obviously like have ran a lot since then because that was literally, oh my God, 14 years.
You should redo it. You should redo it for a reel, being like doing the test that I used to do. That would be a really good YouTube video.
I wonder if they have those records because I don't remember. I was thinking about that literally yesterday when I was swimming. I was like, what was my 800 meter time? I mean, it was slow. It was like, I don't even know. But I'm like, they probably don't. It might be my old email. Like, I think they email them out.
You might get injured if you go all out for an 800 meter before the marathon. So maybe we don't do it.
After.
But
vertical jump is still
full out. Wait, why don't we do like a full out mile or something?
That'd be fun. At a track.
I really want to break 6 minutes. I haven't done it yet, but I'm like a couple seconds away.
Let's do it. I've never done a
Oh my God, do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make a list of video ideas. Let's say breaking 6. I think we could do it, especially for helping pace each other.
Oh, sorry, my cat. Yes, I'm down. Let's go.
Love. Okay, that's one. Goo tasting. Love. What's another one? Trying on
shorts.
Lulu shorts. Okay, live, love, laugh. Okay, last question. What's a must-have item with you while running besides your watch, clothes, and shoes? Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, you got the gist.
I would say
it on 3. Steve Harvey. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. This is a hard one. Okay, I've got it.
Do you want to do it on 3?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Headphones. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, my theory, because I was gonna say phone, and like, but the thing is my Garmin, I can do
phone.
music on my Garmin, and so I would need my headphones to listen to the music. Because technically, I don't need to run with my phone then. But being a woman, I feel like I need my phone. You know what I mean?
The safety element. Okay, same. Headphones, belt, phone.
I need my belt
maybe
too.
Pepper spray. Which we need to link.
Cynthia asked what pepper spray you use.
Let's link on Facebook. Okay, I'll do that.
Facebook?
I'll do that. Let's link on MySpace. No, we'll do a link on the story.
Facebook.
And then we'll put it on a highlight. Tumblr.
Cool.
Send my Amazon affiliate link where I make $1 every 6 months.
Hell yeah. Same. Not that they got rid of that program. Rip. Good times.
No, rip. Okay, let's play the game.
Here we go. It's a Would You Rather Runner edition.
Okay. I get really into this, so sorry if I get a little.
No, it's okay. We're gonna start
elevated.
out easy, and we're gonna get harder. There's 5 of them. Okay. Would you rather run for the rest of your life, only run on trails, or only run on the road?
Ooh, the rest of your life?
Mm-hmm. A lot of pressure.
That would really change my entire rate. Can this start after Boston?
Yes. Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
So I could do that marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. Because it's like, I want to say trails because I know I'd be able to do it for longer because road is so hard on your body over time. Yeah. And trails are just so, I don't know. I feel like I have like the best runs on trails. I'm going to say road because Carolyn.
I know. I'm sorry. These questions are really hard.
These are easy.
This is the easiest one.
I just throw my microphone across the room.
Like, we're done.
I'm done.
Hang up.
What would you say? You'd have to say road. Because
I would probably say road because I already do road. I like barely ever run trails, but I would be like sad if I couldn't trail run again.
You can do an Ironman if you didn't do road.
That is true.
To. I guess I'll go road too. It's just more convenient. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like you can't. Yeah, it has to be road.
Run up the roads in the mountains. If you're like, I need a mountain, you could just go on the road in the mountain. There you go.
There's always some loopholes.
There's a loophole there.
You go on the trail, you get shot in the head. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Love.
Would you rather run the same exact route outside every single day, or on a treadmill every single day for the rest of your life? Indefinitely.
The same route every single day.
Yeah,
for
outside.
Sure.
Yeah, same. For
surezies.
I already do the same route every day.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Shout out to the Rose Bowl. I don't get sick of it. I love it. So yeah, no, that one's.
Do you
actually,
mix up like the like loopy loops, loop to loop loops?
Sometimes I'll like run it the other way if I'm feeling a little exotic. But
dang, girl.
You know the thing
I love
is,
that.
It's like there's always like people. Like there's a big shoulder. That's where everyone walks and runs. And I always see my cyclist friends riding. I always see, and then there's always it's like great people watching. I'm like I'm always entertained. So. But I could never do the treadmill.
Oh my God, can you imagine? I'm realizing in my name. Hold on. Nope. Hey, Rudy, we're gonna easy, and it's the neighbor. That's how I have to tell her. Sorry. It's gonna be easy. It's okay. It's the neighbor, ma'am. It's gonna be time to eat soon. We need to be good about it.
Yeah, or you're not gonna eat.
Sorry.
There she
I shouldn't
is.
have said that.
Hi.
That was a really bad idea. I'm realizing in my neighborhood right now, I don't think I've ever ran the same route twice.
That's good. That is
Isn't
good.
that interesting?
For like safety purposes.
I'll do like,
also.
Yeah, safety purposes, but also like I'll do one street or like I'll tack on a little like weird corner if I just like. There's a lot of like loops and turns.
That's kind of fun.
I know. I feel like my brain just does it automatically.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like who's gonna pick the treadmill? That's crazy. Okay, that one was actually pretty easy. Next one. Okay, you kind of already asked this. Dang. Okay.
Add some spice to it.
Okay. It's a little different. Would you rather run in a big group or alone for all of the runs for the rest of your life?
All of the runs for the rest of
like
your
a
life.
Big group or alone? Every single run.
Define big. Like more than 5 people? 10 people?
Yeah.
100 people?
100 people. We'll say more than 5.
Are they all doing the pace that you need to do for that particular workout?
Yeah.
Or could you like meet them on the track and like everyone does their own thing?
You're running a pack like a pack of wolves.
Pack. You're like handcuffed together. I guess the group. It sounds kind of fun. Yeah, I guess if you find people that are like training with a similar goal as you know.
Yeah. Honestly, if it was for every run for the rest of my life, I would probably say alone.
Yeah, actually, that's more realistic. I don't know why I said that.
I think I'm just a lone wolf.
Oh. I feel like back in the day, like playing sports, my team mentality kicks in. Yeah. And I always try to look how sad Napa looks. Are you
Napa? Girl. She's so cute. Those ears.
She's trying to be like, Mom, I'm so sad. She's sorry.
Like, I'm so hungry.
Oh no. I'm like, I accidentally fed her 5 meals the other day in one day.
My cats wish they would they would love
she's
that.
She's trying to gain a little weight, but I'm so sorry. I cannot believe this. Yeah, I feel like my group mentality from team sports kicks in, and then I just like need to find a way to make it a team sport.
That makes sense. Because I was a swimmer. I was I was on a team, but it's a very individual sport. Maybe that's where it comes from.
Maybe
my lone wolfness.
I always think of that. That's why I was like, I need to find a running club. And then like racing to me, even though it's very individual, I always kind of look at racing as kind of like a team sport in a way.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because even if you don't know the people, you kind of like group with them for certain miles if you have like the similar pace and you kind of like vibe off of each other, maybe like exchange a couple words. And then I don't know. I always try to view it as a team sport, even though it's so individualistic.
No, I like it. Love it. Live, laugh, love.
Love.
All right. Here we go.
I'm ready.
It's hot outside. Would you rather run a mile naked or in a full snowsuit with like people around, like in public?
Well, obviously the snowsuit.
I know, right? That's a dumb question.
Naked because like,
if you're alone.
Saucy, like if I was on one of those dating shows on TV, it's like naked because and then you say something like stupid.
Because
if I was alone. Where?
Outside, but alone. No one can see you.
Okay, Carolyn, we're rule followers. Per the last episode, we're not trying to go to jail.
But no one would know.
Okay, I'm not running without sports bra.
No, I know. That's the thing.
Can you imagine? Naked. Can you imagine? Especially on the follicular week? No. On the luteal week?
I don't think I would know. There's not much going on here. For
you
me,
don't
at
get
least.
boob pain the week before the period? Oh, my God. I feel like I'm going to get punched in the chest a week before my period.
Really? Actually, maybe a little bit. Worst. Actually, sorry. Maybe a little bit. But like when I run, I don't, because they're pretty small. So it's like, they don't really move a lot.
It's jealous.
Chilling.
Was that the hard question?
No. I feel like these aren't as hard as I thought they were. Okay, next one. Would you rather run on an empty stomach? Okay, this one's not that hard either. Okay, whatever. Run on a fully empty stomach, like you're starving, or a full...
Like starving to death?
Maybe not like you're going to die, but like you're really hungry, or with a full bladder.
I like how I just went really extreme. Oh my God, a full bladder? It has to be hungry.
Me too.
If I have to pee when I'm running, game over.
Same.
Actually, that's not true. I held my pee for an entire marathon once. But I had no option, and I tried to pee my pants. It didn't come. And I was about to PR, so I didn't want to stop.
No,
so,
about to
peeing
pee
is terrible, though.
Yeah.
I'd rather be hungry, and I know this sounds terrible, but the hunger usually goes away.
That's true, too.
And then right when you're done running, you can eat.
Yeah, I agree. I guess that one wasn't as hard as I thought.
It's not worth getting a bladder infection.
No.
That's a good soundbite.
That was a good soundbite. What about like running with a full bladder or having to poop? I'd say full bladder.
Full bladder.
Yeah.
Because if you have to, if it's one of those like you can hold it poops, maybe it's okay. If it's one of those like I have to go now. How often do you go in public?
Like in front of people?
When you're naked running, how often do you just pull over and poop? No. If you have to like, do you ever have an emergency?
Knock on wood. There's been like...
You've never had an emergency?
There's been like 3 times in my entire life. I don't know how.
That's a good number. I mean,
one time I was running, it was when I was in South Cincinnati and I was training for the Flying Pig and I was on like my 20-mile or like 18-mile long run. And I think it was a holiday or maybe it's just like a Sunday. I don't know. But I was like near downtown and there happened to be like public bathrooms. Thank God.
The sweet. Hell yeah.
I was like, thank God. And then
when you
another
find a
time,
good public bathroom.
You what?
When you find a good public bathroom that's reliable.
It was clean. Yeah, it was reliable. It was clean. And then the Rose Bowl, where I always run, has like tons of public bathrooms that are clean. But like, there's only been really like, a couple. I don't know. I guess I'm just blessed. Just kidding. But I just, like I said,
I mean,
have
you have
like
a tank stomach, so
I do have a really strong stomach. I think that helps. And then there's just been times where, like, okay, this is TMI, but I go like consistently every morning, same time. But when I do my like Friday donut run, it's so early.
She's regular.
I don't like eat or drink before. It's like 5 miles. So I'm like, I just wake up and like go basically. And so most of the time I don't go number 2 before the run. And there's been a couple times on that run where I'm like, oh my God.
You start to feel it.
Yeah,
I know.
like,
When you run super early, it's really hard
it's tough
to do that. It's so funny too, because they always say like, practice race day before the race. And by everyone, I mean, like I say that all the time and I try to do it. But like sometimes when you have to start a run that's so early, like a long run or like your donut run or whatever, you can't practice race day morning every single time.
No.
And like, because let's be honest, it's kind of difficult. And so there's some runs where I'm like, I might have to poop in like an hour and I don't know where I'm going to be. And this could be dire.
Have you ever had to do it like in some bushes?
Oh, girl. So many times.
Really?
It's kind of funny. Shout out to my running friend, Kim. I don't want to say the area because I think I talked about it last time, but we do this route like pretty often, kind of near Huntington. And if you remember from the last episode, you could probably figure it out. But every time we run past this one spot, she's conditioned her body now to have an emergency. And it's like 2.5, maybe 2 miles from the car. And so it's like far enough where it's like, if it's an emergency,
she can't make
she's
it.
Fucked.
Yeah.
And so she goes to the bathroom every single time in this one spot. And I have to keep watch. And
it's not a bathroom.
It's so funny at this point. Like it happens every single time.
She's not the one in that video. I think it was in Long Beach where that person kept pooping and that, I'm talking about that video's on the news where this guy's like, has house backed up to that alley and he's like, this woman keeps pooping in my driveway like every morning or my bushes or something. If that's Kim, I just like outed her.
Oh my,
just kidding. It's not Kim.
Well, yeah, shout out to that girl because that is my running partner. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
that's exactly the vibe though. It's like her body just all of a sudden, and then it's like you could, I guess, just rough it and wait till you get back to the cars where the porta potty is. But like, at what cost?
Do people wipe with like leaves?
Oh, we've had some experiences.
Yeah,
we've had some experiences.
Once, also like,
she gave me her underwear to wipe with.
That is so nice. She was wearing underwear?
Yes, she was wearing underwear. They're fresh. And
I never wear underwear.
It was an emergency and I just didn't want to risk a leaf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was so nice of her.
I'm not a phlebotomist. I don't know what leaves are.
No, a phlebotomist. Isn't that like blood?
I'm pretty sure it's leaves. No, I'm just kidding.
It's leaves. We'll go with it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gross. I admitted that on a podcast once.
No, I think people are
listening.
that
far too casually.
I was on a podcast. I feel like it was probably the same podcast that you and I were both on. And she asked about pooping. I think it was though. And then I felt bad because she had gave me the questions before and she's like, come up with like funny stories about these. And I like didn't have any funny. Yeah. Did
you have a funny pooping story?
No, I don't. And I'm like, thank God, I guess. But I've pooped backpacking where I have a little poop shovel, my poop trowel, and you have to dig a little hole. And then I remember one time I was backpacking and like I had to go, that like backpacking, that freeze dried food really gets you. So I found this log. It was like the perfect place to poop. And it was like far away from where me and my friends were, off the trail, a nice little log to like hold on to. So I dug up a little hole.
For your log.
A log for my log. And I like pulled my pants down. And as soon as I started to crouch, I made eye contact with this girl who was just like walking along.
No, that's my biggest fear.
I hadn't started yet. So I like pulled my pants back up and went somewhere else. But I love pooping in nature though. It was nice. It's very kind of refreshing.
It is relaxing, relaxing, and revitalizing.
Yeah.
Some would say revigorating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Audrey's podcast.
Yes, it was Audrey's podcast. That's so funny.
How dare you not give her a poop story?
I know. I might have told her that one actually from the backpacking. Do you like to backpack? Are you backpacking?
I had a backpacking phase of my life where I was a big backpack girl.
Would you do it again?
I was like a climber, boulderer.
Because like I'm still into it deeply.
I would do it if I had like a group. I like doing it. I would do it sometimes in a group, and then my partner at the time was like super into it.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I was into it when it was like a group thing and just like a fun activity. Yeah. I would do it with you and some people.
Because Jordan.
But I can't sleep in a tent. And so I get really kind of, I get grouchy.
Yeah, I'm not great at it. Like we car camp a lot, and like we bring an air mattress and make it like a luxurious experience. But backpacking's hard because it's just like the blow up little thin, and you're never gonna get night's sleep. But I don't sleep. It's so fun. No,
we do it for like 3 days, and by the third day, I was like, okay, now we got to hike like 10 miles back, and I haven't slept in 3 days.
Yeah,
but I'll do it.
Jordan's just like, we'll go to. It's kind of like the same thing. Like really, only if it's like a group going, and we're like, but sometimes I'm just like, I'm like more into it than him, and I'm like, I really want like, I don't like people we go with are always.
We got to find people. Let's find some people.
I want like girls,
but I want like girls,
like a girl
and
squad.
Also a girl. Oh my god, how fun! I want to feel safe, and I don't want to get eaten by a bear. And I get really scared when it's dark outside.
Same. I always am like, there's a bear outside the tent, and I'm like, there's never a bear outside the tent, ever.
We can bring
maybe.
Napa.
Actually, one time. Sorry, wow, we have gotten off course.
I love it.
But we went camping up near Mammoth, just Jordan and I, car camping, and we like got to the park. It was a great campground. It was near this hike we wanted to do, and there was like one site left, so I like booked it, and it was like we got to the campsite, and it was like the shittiest site. It was by the bathroom. It was like direct sunlight, no shade, and then the campsite manager guy, he was like, "Oh, these people haven't shown up. You can just take theirs." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And it was like right by the like a creek. It was just beautiful. But we like walked over and we were setting it up, and there was literally bear paw prints on the bear box, like from the dust, and I could tell it was like a bear. And we're like, so we actually we slept in the car, but like with the windows cracked. But I was like, I'm not sleeping in a tent tonight. But I was like, a bear could also get into a car if they really wanted to. But anyway,
I know, right? Bears,
they're scary.
Really, all I know is if it's a brown bear, you play dead, and if it's a black
brown,
bear,
lay down. If it's black, fight back, and if it's white, good night.
Who's gonna see a polar bear?
I don't know. Any Alaskans listening? You're in Canada.
Do you see polar bears on your runs?
You might see some where you are.
Actually, I saw one on my run the other day. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's a hard part of running with Napa. It's like, I mean, right now she's looking outside and she's, Napa, ma'am, it's gonna be time to eat soon. You need to be a good girl because of that. When she sees like another animal, she just wants to play. Yeah. No matter what the type.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a little
if you're
scary.
watching on YouTube, she's blocking me right now.
Yeah.
So it's like if we saw a bear, which I guess this is what I would be scared of. Yeah. She'd be like, oh my God, look, a friend that's bigger than me. Let's play.
Yeah.
And she would get us all killed. So maybe Napa's not going to come.
Have you ever seen a bear? IRL? Not like in pictures.
Yeah.
I've never seen one before ever. I don't even know what they are.
On Wikipedia, I saw one once. Yeah. No, I think I have, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, have you ever done this before? And you're like, oh, like someone asked me if I went to an NFL game. I was like, I can't remember. And then they're like, that's something that you remember. And I'm like,
no, I get it.
I haven't been. So maybe I haven't seen a bear, but I feel like I have from a distance. Have you?
Oh, yeah. It was a memorable experience. We were camping.
Okay, then maybe I would remember.
Well, we were supposed to
How
camp.
far were they away?
It was, okay, so funny story about the bear. So we were in Mammoth. And
you're like, it was somebody in a costume.
Do you see that video of those people who tried to like do that insurance claim for their car? It was like a nice ass car too. Like, I don't remember what like a Rolls Royce or something. And they basically had someone dress up in a bear costume and break into the car and act like an actual bear. And they had like little fake claws, and they were scratching up the interior because they wanted to do an insurance claim. And then like a bear expert weighed in, and he's like, this is clearly a human in a bear costume.
Shut up. I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah. I was like, you guys are rich. You don't need this money. But when we saw our bear, we were in Mammoth, and we had just like camped a bunch. And this was like our last night. And it was like our first time in Mammoth, but we were at like Lake Mary, and we were sitting there, and there's not like a beach, but there's like little places where people just like put up, like we had like folding chairs. So we were like sitting there reading, and we had our cooler, and the cooler had like beers and hot dogs and stuff for And our car was like loaded up with stuff too because we didn't have our campsite yet for the night. And you're not supposed to like really leave food in your car, but you know, whatever. And so
yeah,
we're like also
Bear loves an IPA too. He's probably like, fuck yeah.
Chill as fuck, Bear. And the place we were sitting was at the bottom of this like steep hill. So we had to like kind of like go down this hill to like go to the little place we were sitting. So we're sitting there and this woman on like a canoe comes by and she's like, hey, there's a bear coming. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, there's a bear. He's been going around the lake eating everyone's food. And I was like, oh my God. And so we like run up the hill and like you can see the bear like 2 places over, like not campsites, but like where people were sitting. And he was like rifling through their cooler. And we just got our Hydro Flask backpack cooler from Jordan's parents. It was like a nice ass cooler. And I was like, this bear is not going to ruin. So Jordan's like, I'm like, what do I do? I don't want him to like take the
like,
cooler.
I'd rather die.
I would rather die. So I did. I sacrificed my life. I went down the hill. I put the backpack cooler on and I climbed up all 4s. I wish Jordan had a video of it.
Wait,
I don't think he does.
Stop. You did?
I did. Like all 4s up the hill as fast as I could. And then I was like, okay, if the bear starts coming towards me, I'll just throw the backpack down the hill. And so I was like, we're like all standing there. It was like a group of people all gathered to watch this bear. People are taking pictures. There's actually, Jordan got a great photo on his camera. And the bear starts walking. He's at the people next to us. He's eating their food. And then he just strolls right past our chairs and then just moves on to the next one. Didn't come up, didn't break into our car. And I saved
How
the
far
cooler.
were you from the bear?
Like, 25 feet. It was close.
That's so close.
He was a big bitch.
It was a black bear.
No,
sorry, it was a brown bear.
Brown. There's
So
no
you
black
just
bears.
didn't move.
Yeah, no, he was chill.
Where
It's
are
like,
the black bears? Everyone's like, there's no black bears in North America. Where are they?
there are Canada, not Canada. There's some in Canada, I think West Side, but I think like Montana and like Cascades, like Wyoming area, like grizzlies.
Okay, but not California. But the California,
None in California,
flag has a brown bear on it. So.
Yeah, brown bears are chill.
Okay.
And like the ones in Mammoth, I'm like, they're so familiar with people. Like he was just making his rounds. You know what I mean? He's not trying to eat a human. He just wants our
like
food.
coyotes.
Yeah. And we were like supposed to camp that night at the campsite that was right there. And we're like, maybe we just go home because this bear is like chill with people. And I don't want to be like sitting there eating my hot dog and have a bear just like tap me on the shoulder.
Right. Be like, that's mine, sir.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
So, ma'am, whoever. Yeah.
Takes a swig of your drink and just like keeps walking.
Leaves. It's like, thanks. So, yeah, that was.
Maybe I haven't seen a bear in person.
Yeah, it was like, it was an experience. And then when we were in Tahoe, did anything happen in Tahoe? Oh, my bachelorette. We were like in a cabin and I remember I went out. I was Googling like, what do you do if you see a brown bear? Because I went for a long run like super early in the morning.
Oh my
and
God.
I was by myself and I was like, so, because we were in the forest and I was like, if I see, I was so scared. I was like, head on a
just never
swivel.
come back on your bachelorette.
Yeah, everyone's like,
true.
she died. The head was on a swivel. I was like, I didn't see anything. But there's hella bears up there, so. But we were fine. Chill.
She survived to tell. Can you imagine? What a bad time to get eaten by a bear.
Right? The prime of my life. My bachelorette. And it was such a fun
You
trip.
had so many white outfits to wear, you know?
I did. I did. That was a great time of my life. I love a theme.
I love
all
a theme.
themed outfits. It was great.
That's so fun.
Now what? What's my theme now?
I don't know. Why don't we come up with a theme for one of the videos?
I love it. I'm going to go all in. That's the thing. If there's a theme, I'm going to.
What's our theme going to be?
I don't know. We'll think about it.
I can only take 2 suitcases when I'm coming, so it has to fit in the suitcase.
You can ship it via Amazon to my apartment.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
All right, guys. See you
next Tuesday.
Tuesday. I almost said Thursday. Huh?